Forget fish oil. This Japanese food lowers cholesterol and keeps arteries young. You've heard of fish oil your whole life, but what if I told you the real secret to lowering cholesterol and keeping your arteries clean has been hiding in Japan for centuries, and almost no one outside Asia is using it? Most people after 60 believe clogged arteries come from age, bad luck, or genetics. But doctors in Japan say the truth is far quieter and far more surprising. Your arteries don't close overnight. They narrow slowly, gently, silently, shaped by daily choices you barely notice. And sometimes, the food you trust the most doesn't protect you the way you think, while the food you've never heard of can transform your heart health in ways you can feel within weeks. Japan has some of the cleanest arteries and lowest cholesterol rates in the world, not because of pills or supplements, but because of ordinary foods they eat in small bowls, tiny servings, and quiet rituals passed down through generations. These foods don't advertise themselves, don't sit in shiny bottles, and aren't sold with promises. Yet they carry nutrients, enzymes, and natural compounds that modern science is only beginning to understand. For seniors, they act like gentle sweepers inside the bloodstream, dissolving the plaques, calming inflammation, and softening the vessels that have stiffened through the years. And today, we're exploring 9 of these powerful Japanese foods. Foods so unique, so quietly effective, that even doctors are shocked by how deeply they support artery health. Especially food number 4, the one almost no one outside Japan knows about. Yet it contains a rare compound that can loosen hardened cholesterol the way warm water melts ice. It may be the most overlooked heart-saving food in the world, and once you understand why it works, you'll never see your pantry the same way again. But before we begin this journey into Japanese longevity, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching this video from, and how old are you today? Your answers help us understand the community we're guiding and remind us that protecting the heart is a shared journey, not a lonely one. Because the truth is this: your arteries still remember how to stay open, flexible, and alive, no matter your age. They just need the right foods, the right rhythm, the right support. And today, we're uncovering the exact foods that can help your heart breathe again. So stay with me until the end, because the wisdom hidden in these Japanese dishes may just change the way you age. Number 9. Natto. It may look unusual at first, sticky, stringy, and unlike anything you've seen on a Western breakfast table. But natto is one of the most powerful heart-protecting foods ever discovered. Made from fermented soybeans, natto has been eaten quietly in Japan for centuries, especially among elders who remain active, clear-minded, and strong well into their 90s. What makes natto extraordinary isn't just its protein or vitamins, but an enzyme born from fermentation called nattokinase, a natural compound so effective that doctors now study it for its ability to dissolve blood clots. Inside your arteries, nattokinase behaves like a gentle sweeper, breaking down the fibrin and sticky cholesterol deposits that restrict blood flow and raise the risk of heart attacks and strokes. For someone over 60, this gentle cleaning effect becomes invaluable because your arteries tend to stiffen with time, narrowing like old pipes carrying too much pressure. Natto doesn't blast those blockages. It softens them, loosens them, melts them slowly, allowing your blood to glide through pathways that once felt heavy and tight. And unlike fish oil, which works broadly but mildly, nattokinase targets the very structures that cause dangerous clots, offering a kind of internal housekeeping your heart has been waiting for. Japanese elders often say natto keeps the blood young, not because of magic, but because its fermentation unlocks nutrients that the aging body can use instantly. You may need time to get used to its texture, its aroma, its quiet earthiness, but your arteries will thank you long before your taste buds decide how they feel. Even a few spoonfuls a week can shift your energy, soften your heartbeat, and bring a calm warmth to your circulation that you can feel in your hands and feet. And what's most surprising is how easily natto fits into any routine. On rice, in a small bowl, or mixed with mustard like the Japanese do every morning. Because sometimes the most powerful medicine doesn't come in a capsule. It comes from a tradition carried quietly through generations. And natto is one of those rare foods that heals from the inside out. Slowly, steadily, faithfully. Number 8. Morohaya. Morohaya is a silky green leaf once served only to Egyptian royalty. But in Japan, it has quietly become one of the most powerful foods for protecting the arteries as the body ages. It looks simple, almost gentle, yet inside its soft texture lies a concentration of nutrients far richer than spinach, kale, or any leafy green most people know. Japanese elders value it not for its taste, but for its rare ability to lower LDL cholesterol while raising the HDL that keeps arteries open and blood flowing freely. Doctors now understand why. Morohaya contains exceptionally high levels of soluble fiber, the kind that binds to cholesterol in the intestines and removes it before it ever reaches the bloodstream. When you eat it regularly, that fiber becomes a soft sponge, moving through your arteries, clearing the heaviness inside them without strain or force. At the same time, Morohaya is rich in vitamin K, which helps keep calcium where it belongs, in your bones, instead of allowing it to harden inside your arteries. This matters deeply for people over 60, because arterial calcification is one of the silent processes that stiffens vessels and raises the risk of heart disease. But Morohaya helps slow that process, calming inflammation and supporting the flexible, elastic arteries you depended on in your younger years. What surprises most people is how gentle this leaf feels in the body, soothing digestion, supporting blood sugar, and giving sustained energy without spikes or crashes. Its slightly slimy texture, similar to Japanese okra, forms a natural gel that protects the gut lining and helps the body absorb nutrients more efficiently. And when your gut absorbs better, your heart receives what it needs to stay strong. For the Japanese, Morohaya isn't a trend. It's a quiet evening food, a small bowl served warm, like a reminder to the heart that it is loved and supported. And perhaps that's what makes this leaf so powerful. It works softly, faithfully, in ways your arteries can feel even before you do. Number 7. Shishito peppers. Shishito peppers are small, wrinkled, and unassuming, the kind of vegetable you might overlook in a market without realizing how much healing power they carry. In Japan, they're often sautéed lightly and eaten as a simple side dish. Yet this gentle pepper has become a quiet ally for older adults trying to protect their arteries. Unlike the fiery heat of other peppers, shishitos are mild, sweet, and easy on the stomach, making them perfect for seniors who want the benefits of peppers without the burn. What makes them special is their rich content of vitamin C, vitamin E, and plant antioxidants that calm the inflammation inside arteries, the very inflammation that begins the process of plaque buildup. Doctors now understand that chronic inflammation is one of the earliest signs of artery disease, long before cholesterol ever rises, and shishito peppers help cool that fire from within. Their antioxidants act like quiet bodyguards, neutralizing the unstable molecules that damage vessel walls and make them stiff and narrow with time. And because they are rich in fiber despite their tiny size, shishito peppers help the body remove excess cholesterol through digestion instead of letting it circulate endlessly in the blood. Each bite strengthens your circulation, softens your vessels, and supports smoother blood flow in ways you may feel as warmth in your hands and feet. For seniors who struggle with heavy meals or digestive discomfort, these peppers offer a gentle lightness, a way to nourish the heart without taxing the stomach. They sauté quickly, soften beautifully, and pair effortlessly with Japanese dishes, releasing their natural sweetness in just a few minutes on the pan. Even their slight blistered skin brings out compounds that boost artery health, creating a flavor that feels both comforting and healing. And like many Japanese longevity foods, shishito peppers are not loud or dramatic. They work quietly, humbly, and consistently, supporting your heart one peaceful meal at a time. Because sometimes the smallest foods carry the biggest protection, and shishito peppers are one of those quiet treasures Japan has been keeping for itself for far too long. Number 6. Soba, buckwheat noodles. Soba may look like an ordinary bowl of noodles, but in Japan, it is respected as a heart-protecting food that has quietly supported longevity for centuries. Made from buckwheat, not wheat, soba carries nutrients that work with the body instead of against it, offering a kind of clean, grounding energy that seniors often say they can feel in their chest. What makes soba so powerful for artery health is rutin, a rare antioxidant found naturally in buckwheat that strengthens blood vessels, the way sunlight strengthens a morning flower. Rutin helps keep arteries flexible, preventing the stiffness that raises cholesterol buildup and increases the risk of heart attacks as we age. Doctors in Japan often recommend soba to older patients because it supports circulation without raising blood sugar the way regular pasta or white rice can. And when blood sugar stays steady, inflammation stays low, giving the arteries a calmer environment to heal, soften, and remain clear. Soba also contains soluble fiber, the kind that binds to LDL cholesterol in the gut and carries it out of the body before it can cling to artery walls. Each bowl works like a gentle cleansing, not forceful or fast, but steady and dependable, the way Japanese longevity foods are meant to be. What people love most is how light soba feels. No heaviness after eating, no sluggishness, just a clean sense of nourishment moving through the body with ease. Served warm in winter or chilled in summer, soba adapts to every season, every age, every need, giving your arteries comfort without strain. It's the kind of food that doesn't demand attention, yet rewards the body quietly with better circulation and calmer blood pressure over time. And when eaten slowly, with gratitude, soba becomes more than noodles. It becomes a soft reminder that healing doesn't always come from new breakthroughs, but from ancient rhythms that still work. Because your arteries don't need intensity, they need consistency, and soba has offered that to Japanese hearts for centuries. Number 5. Kombu seaweed. The very special and little-known food you mentioned, rare, powerful, and quietly transformative. Kombu is more than seaweed in Japan. It is a piece of the ocean that carries centuries of healing wisdom, gathered in long, dark, mineral-rich sheets. At first glance, it looks simple, almost quiet, but inside its soft fibers lies one of the most powerful natural compounds ever found for artery health. This compound is fucoidan, a rare sea mineral studied by Japanese doctors for its ability to soften hardened cholesterol and reduce plaque inside the arteries with surprising effectiveness. Fucoidan doesn't attack the plaque, it loosens it, melts it slowly, gently, the way warm water melts snow that has been sitting too long on an old rooftop. For people over 60, this gentle softening is priceless because stiff arteries are one of the earliest markers of cardiovascular decline. Long before cholesterol numbers ever rise, kombu works by calming inflammation inside the vessel walls, restoring flexibility, and helping the arteries expand and contract the way they did years earlier. Its iodine content supports thyroid health, which in turn regulates metabolism and keeps cholesterol from rising silently in the background. And the magnesium inside kombu helps relax blood vessels, lowering blood pressure and reducing the load your heart must carry every day. What makes kombu even more remarkable is how seamlessly it fits into the body, delivering minerals like a soft wave washing over tired rocks, reviving their strength without force. Just a small piece added to soups, broths, or stews infuses the entire dish with the nutrients your arteries have been quietly asking for. For Japanese elders, kombu isn't a supplement or a trend. It is a ritual, a tradition, a warm bowl of miso or broth that comforts the heart as much as the stomach. And perhaps that is why the Japanese have some of the world's healthiest arteries, because they receive the ocean's medicine not through pills, but through meals made with love. Kombu doesn't promise miracles, but it brings renewal, and in the slow rhythm of healing, that may be the most powerful promise of all. Number 4. Daikon oroshi, grated Japanese radish. The rare enzyme-rich food almost no one knows can melt cholesterol like warm sunlight. Daikon oroshi looks like nothing more than a bowl of grated radish, soft, snowy, humble. Yet for centuries, Japanese doctors have quietly relied on it as one of the most effective natural helpers for cholesterol and artery health. When freshly grated, daikon releases powerful enzymes called myrosinase and amylase, natural compounds that break down fats and starches before they ever reach your bloodstream. These enzymes work like tiny cleaners inside your system, melting sticky cholesterol, the same way warm morning sunlight melts frost on a cold window. And because daikon is mostly water and fiber, it calms digestion, reduces inflammation, and sends less stress to the arteries that try so hard to stay open as you age. What surprises scientists most is how fast daikon oroshi works. The enzymes activate instantly, helping your body process heavy meals that would otherwise thicken the blood and strain the heart. Older adults in Japan rarely eat grilled fish, tempura, or heavier dishes without a small mound of daikon oroshi on top, because they know it keeps the meal light and the arteries protected. The cooling nature of daikon soothes the stomach and lowers the after-meal cholesterol spike that often leads to plaque buildup over years. And its gentle detoxifying effect helps the liver clear fats more efficiently, giving your cardiovascular system the relief it rarely gets from modern foods. Daikon oroshi also contains nitrates, natural compounds that relax blood vessels and support smoother blood flow, especially helpful for people over 60 who often experience stiffness in the arteries. Even its white, snowy texture feels like a metaphor. Soft on the tongue, soft on the heart, soft on the vessels that carry your blood through decades of living. A few spoonfuls added to soups, noodles, or fish can turn a heavy meal into something your body accepts with ease. And perhaps that is why Japanese elders trust it so much. Not because it is fancy or expensive, but because it works gently, quietly, faithfully. Daikon oroshi is proof that healing doesn't always come from big discoveries. Sometimes it comes from a grated vegetable sitting quietly on the side of your plate. Number 3. Umeboshi, fermented Japanese plum. Umeboshi is small, wrinkled, and intensely sour. The kind of food you taste once and never forget, yet it carries some of the most powerful cholesterol-lowering and artery-protecting properties found in any traditional Japanese dish. This tiny fermented plum has been used for centuries as a remedy for fatigue, digestion, and long life. But modern research now reveals something even more remarkable: its ability to calm inflammation in the bloodstream, the very inflammation that begins the first cracks of artery disease. Inside umeboshi lies a unique combination of organic acids and antioxidants that balance blood lipids, dissolve excess fat from meals, and prevent cholesterol from oxidizing, which is the stage when it becomes truly dangerous. Japanese elders say umeboshi cleanses the blood, and while poetic, the science behind it is surprisingly close to the truth. Fermentation gives umeboshi its healing power, unlocking enzymes and probiotics that support the gut, which in turn influences every part of cardiovascular health. A healthy gut reduces inflammatory markers, lowers LDL, and helps the arteries remain flexible, open, and responsive, something the aging body relies on more than ever. The intense acidity of umeboshi stimulates digestion, ensuring that fats move through the system smoothly instead of lingering and thickening the blood. And because umeboshi is alkaline forming once digested, it helps neutralize the internal acidity that often contributes to arterial stiffness in seniors. Many Japanese adults eat just a small piece alongside rice or broth each morning. allowing their arteries to start the day with a sense of lightness instead of heaviness. Its taste awakens the senses, but its strength awakens the heart, quietly protecting the vessels that carry your story through every year of your life. Even a tiny serving can bring clarity to your circulation, warmth to your chest, and a steady calm to your digestion. And like most Japanese longevity foods, umeboshi doesn't try to impress you. It simply works in the background, faithfully, without needing attention. It is a reminder that sometimes the sourest things in life turn out to be the sweetest gifts to your health. Number 2. Myoga ginger. Myoga is a delicate pink bud you might mistake for a flower at first glance. Yet it is one of Japan's most elegant secrets for protecting the heart and lowering cholesterol as the body ages. Unlike regular ginger, Myoga carries a softer fragrance and a higher concentration of natural compounds that reduce inflammation inside the arteries, where most heart problems truly begin. Its flavor is subtle, but its effects are powerful, calming the internal heat that stiffens vessel walls and makes cholesterol more likely to stick. Doctors in Japan often describe Myoga as a circulation awakener because it gently increases blood flow without raising the heart rate, allowing nutrients and oxygen to reach tissues more easily. What surprises researchers is how quickly Myoga reduces triglycerides and LDL, thanks to its unique gingerols and flavonoids that act like quiet guardians of the bloodstream. These compounds stop cholesterol from oxidizing, the dangerous transformation that turns harmless fat into sticky plaque that clogs arteries. For seniors, preventing oxidation is everything, because once cholesterol hardens, reversing the damage becomes far more difficult. Myoga works upstream, calming the process before it ever becomes a threat, giving the arteries a chance to remain open, flexible, and young. Its gentle warmth supports digestion, helping the body break down fats more efficiently so they don't linger in the blood after meals. Many Japanese elders add thin slices of Myoga to soups or cold noodles, trusting its cooling yet warming energy to keep their circulation balanced through the changing seasons. Even its aroma feels medicinal, clearing the mind, relaxing the chest, and grounding the breath in a way that modern supplements often fail to do. It is a reminder that food isn't just nourishment. It's chemistry, memory, and medicine woven into one quiet experience. And in that quietness, Myoga protects your arteries with the grace of something deeply natural, deeply ancient, and deeply wise. Number 1. Shiso leaves, Japanese perilla leaves. Shiso leaves look delicate, almost ornamental, with their soft edges and gentle fragrance. But inside these modest green and purple leaves lies one of Japan's most remarkable gifts for protecting the heart. Unlike most leafy herbs, shiso is naturally rich in alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that works like a quiet, elegant version of fish oil, lowering inflammation, softening arteries, and calming the cholesterol that has been rising silently with age. For seniors who cannot tolerate fish oil, who experience digestive upset or heartburn from capsules, shiso offers the same protection in a gentler, more natural form the body embraces without resistance. Its oils glide through the bloodstream, reducing the stickiness of LDL and preventing the tiny cracks in vessel walls where plaque loves to hide and grow. What doctors find extraordinary is shiso's ability to protect arteries from oxidation, the very process that turns ordinary cholesterol into the hardened, dangerous kind that clogs vessels. By preventing that transformation, shiso works at the earliest stage of heart disease, long before any symptoms appear, long before any damage becomes permanent. And because shiso also contains rosmarinic acid, a powerful antioxidant, it calms the low-grade inflammation that often lingers in the bodies of older adults, the type that stiffens arteries slowly, year after year. In Japan, elders often enjoy shiso in soups, salads, and rice dishes, trusting its lightness to soothe digestion while its oils protect the heart with unwavering consistency. Its aroma refreshes the breath, its flavor awakens the appetite, and its nutrients settle into the body with a kind of peace you can feel if you eat slowly and listen. It is not loud, not trendy, not sold with promises, just a humble leaf that has been guarding Japanese hearts quietly for generations. And perhaps that is why it belongs at the top of this list, above supplements, above processed oils, above foods that promise more than they deliver. Shiso teaches the body how to soften again, how to flow again, how to age with grace instead of fear. And in every bite, it whispers the same gentle reminder. Healing doesn't always come from what is strong. Sometimes it comes from what is simple. Your arteries have carried you through every day of your life, quietly opening and closing, expanding and relaxing, without ever asking for recognition. And even now, after 60, when stiffness begins to whisper and cholesterol rises a little faster than before, your arteries are still willing to heal if you give them the chance. The Japanese foods we explored today are not magic, not trends, not expensive cures. They are simple, faithful helpers that support your heart in ways modern supplements often fail to do. They work gently, slowly, consistently, just like the rhythms of your own body, reminding your arteries how to stay open, flexible, and alive. Healing doesn't begin with fear. It begins with understanding, with choosing foods that whisper peace instead of force. Even if your cholesterol has been high for years, even if your arteries have grown tired, your body still remembers how to repair itself. Each bowl of soba, each piece of kombu, each spoonful of natto becomes a quiet invitation for your arteries to soften again. And the moment you begin feeding your heart this way, something shifts. Your energy warms, your breath deepens, your steps grow steadier. Longevity has never belonged to the strongest. It has always belonged to those who choose consistency, simplicity, and care. And today, by learning these foods, you've already taken a step toward a future your heart will thank you for. Now I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from, and how old are you today? Type 1 in the comments if you learned something new about your arteries, or 0 if you want even more heart-saving videos like this one. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can continue walking side by side on this journey towards strength and clarity. Share this video with someone you love, because heart health becomes easier when we protect one another. And may every meal you choose from here forward be a gentle reminder that your heart is still capable of healing, no matter your age. May your days be peaceful, your body steady, and your heart full of light.